Welcome to Channel 1 ITV's In the Grand Scheme of Things, where we talk about life, pop culture, and everything in between. My name's Devin.
I'm Sam. Ed offered 75 on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
My name is... What was mine?
El Conquistador?
The Ugandan giant.
Lane Biffman. What was the name of my John DeRoca?
Oh, it was
Screw it, Lee. At bombing. That's racist.
This is Dustin at Brat77 on the Twitters.
I think it was Lane Bafer.
Something like that. Aaron at Aaron Grant on Twitter.
Good enough.
And mine was Dawson Bafer, I think.
Yes, you were Dawson.
Have you guys gained any
I was
followers through this podcast?
Through this podcast? How the hell should I know?
Just Nick.
Nick.
Just Nick.
I get about a new follower or two every week.
Really?
Now, if it's because of this, hell, I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, I just thought they might mention it. I was befriended by somebody. I think she might be married to Eric Burden from the Animals, maybe. I know it wasn't through this.
Oh, I'm sure it was through this, yeah.
You
telling me Eric Burden's
old
listening?
lady listens to the Grand Schemes podcast?
You never know.
Son of a...
I've been getting a lot of followers recently because I tweet nonstop about wrestling. So
yeah,
I'm getting a lot of wrestling fans following me. But other than
That's
that,
good.
It's awesome.
You deserve a lot of wrestling fans.
Oh, sure. Dustin and I still have not, and you all may want to too. Have not created new Twitter accounts so we could just tweet about wrestling and the WWE Network.
Oh, okay.
WWE Network free trial ends this Saturday, March 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully after that they'll start really putting the stuff
I think,
up.
Devin, on your intro, you need to throw, we talk about wrestling pop culture.
Yeah.
This isn't the wrestling show. I was just pointing that out. I was just saying.
As Dustin thumbs through a wrestling magazine.
Yeah.
Seems
This is
like
true. From 1987.
Dustin and I enjoyed several episodes of World Class Championship Wrestling out of Dallas. We watched a hell of a cage match between Ric Flair and the Modern Day Warrior, Kerry Von Erich.
He just kept cutting himself, Flair did.
Michael Hayes turned on Von Erich in that match?
Yes, that's where Terry Gordy slammed the cage to Kerry Von Erich.
And
Flair, who was almost knocked out himself and wasn't moving, the referee didn't give two craps about him. But when Kerry Von Erich looked like he might have suffered a concussion, they had to stop the match.
yeah.
Flair was bleeding buckets.
Oh, no, Michael
Flair,
Hayes was
we saw
referee for that
Flair
match,
cut
wasn't he?
himself 3 times. 3 separate times.
I believe the fans...
Right.
I'm doing air quotes because I'm sure it was just another wrestling work.
Air bunnies.
Voted in Michael Hayes. Michael P.S. Hayes. The
Right.
P.S. stands for purely sexy.
That's what I figured. For Bad Street.
He was voted the referee. One of the few times you'll see the referee at a wrestling match also without a shirt on.
That is true. That was a good
No,
one.
he had a shirt on. It was just a fur shirt.
Yeah.
He was a bit furry.
For sure.
But
And David just picked up a wrestling magazine.
Yeah,
and
Jimmy Garvin. Yeah.
it was pretty good. That's Sam.
yeah,
Gorgeous.
that's Sam. I see 2 pages of Sam here.
Oh no, there's a whole full page. No, turn back 1 page. There you go.
For those of you at
Now I need to
home-
find somebody who looks like Precious.
There we go. There's Sam right
For
there,
those of
full
you at
page.
home, Devin could be your precious.
No, not that. But I think I will take that picture and use it as a
$500 a
profile
night.
picture.
Okay,
Anyway.
has
Yeah.
anybody got anything? I've just got a list of shit.
Now, there was a story I saw today that Ace has thrown another dart at the whole Kiss
Yeah,
Rock and Roll
Fraley.
Hall
I
of
saw
Fame
that. But
controversy.
He
Oh!
did say in that same conversation how he hated it like it was like a Kiss cover band, half of one.
Yep.
But he did say that there was behind closed doors meetings that he couldn't talk about. So
I just wonder if he knew about the. Maybe he doesn't even know what's going on behind closed doors, and he's waiting for a
I'd
notification.
say it's all their people, Air Bunnies.
Probably.
What we're referring to is Kiss got elected into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kiss got elected into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley apparently will not let or do not want to play after they're inducted unless the current guitar player and drummer play.
yeah, they want everyone involved.
And the Hall of Fame is saying
To be in the
those
Hall of
guys
Fame.
don't count.
Yeah.
Only Peter and Ace.
Didn't Deep Purple get put in?
Deep
I
Purple
think
is
so.
not
No,
in.
they.
Well, when Deep Purple gets put in, who do you choose?
Mock. You
it's
have
different
to
for
put
every
in-
band.
I mean,
know?
I was in Deep Purple for a few months.
You have
You
to
know.
put in the Mach 2 for sure, and possibly the David Coverdale, Glenn Hughes
I would say so.
version. But other than that, forget, was it Tommy Bolin? Screw him.
Okay, so if you were at the Hall of Fame, who would you include in the Kiss
Bruce Q. Is he?
induction?
He's not dead.
No, he's
No.
Grand Funk.
I know.
Mark
Mark-
Well, living
Mark-
in
Mark
Rosine,
Carr died.
Kentucky.
Mark
Yeah.
St. John.
He died.
Didn't
He's
Bruce
dead.
have a health crisis, though? Didn't he have
No.
cancer?
I don't think so.
No, that
Mark
was Eric
St.
Carr.
John.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bruce
Eric
is
died.
alive and kicking.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
let Bruce join.
Yeah.
He
God,
was
he's
with them
with them on there.
forever.
Here's
Yeah.
who
He
joins.
wasn't in the makeup era.
The
really,
makeup
but
era.
Vinnie Vincent?
Vinnie Vincent.
See, here's the problem.
Kills.
Have you seen him lately? If he was with
Did
Kiss
you just
now-
did you just sing a Vinnie Vincent song?
Yeah.
What-
Mark
what-
Slaughter. Love Kills.
Love Kid.
Oh yeah,
Not my favorite. I
Nightmare
love
on Elm Street.
Right.
Boys are gonna rock.
But if Vinny was with him now, he would be the cougar.
Welcome to The Voice.
Have you
ladies
seen him
and
lately?
Vinny
He always
would be
looked
the
like a
cougar.
chick.
Vinny,
He would.
Yes, he always did look like a chick. Him and Joan Jett like could have been sisters.
time has not been kind to Vinnie Vincent's
No.
Has
facial
anyone
region.
had his perspective on this? Has anyone reported on that? I guess
He's
he just doesn't
insane.
care.
Apparently,
well,
he's
okay.
insane. They did bring him back to help them write for the Revenge album, which
Right.
was probably the last great Kiss album.
Yeah,
But
probably.
Here's the way I feel.
It was good.
I
too.
did like
it,
Psycho
It was
Circus.
good.
Up
Psycho Circus.
I don't think anybody else.
They
liked
were-
it.
Well, I liked it. It was all right.
their last great record. I mean, was probably before Unmasked or The Elder, whichever
Right.
version that came in.
Creatures of the Night
Then
was really
Creatures
I liked it.
and
Yeah.
Lick It Up were all right, and then Revenge, but they've got a lot of trash in there.
Crazy Night was
Horrible.
horrid.
But
I
you've
love
got
that
to
song,
you've
though.
got
Yeah.
to put in
That was a halfway decent song, true, but it
That was when they were.
What was horrible?
When Paul
What
was
was
wearing.
the-
the Crazy Nights.
What
they
was
were
the decent
they were
That's when
following
Paul
Crazy
was
Nights.
wearing the neon
Oh.
colors.
they're following trends rather than
Was-
setting
Yeah.
them, you know.
was Forever. Was that song on there?
No, that was on
no,
Hot in
that,
the Shade.
that was on Hot in the Shade. Hot in the Shade.
Another
underrated album. I
horrible
liked it. I
album.
liked it. I liked Hot in the
Here's
Shade.
my
At least half of
two-word review for Hot in the Shade.
Shit sandwich?
Shit sandwich.
There you go.
They can't say that.
Personally, I like Destroyer. That's my. I mean,
Mine was
You
Dressed
know,
to
I
Kill.
hated Destroyer.
what?
I did not like.
lot of
I
fans
did not
didn't
like
like it.
I didn't like Great Expectations. I didn't really like Flaming Youth. God of Thunder, I'm sorry, is terrible. Now the Kiss Alive 2 live version of it when they speed it up, and the demo on the box set is even better.
Paul
Is that the-
Stanley.
with Paul Stanley doing
singing
it? Yeah.
and the eighth note hi hat running through
Yeah.
it. That's awesome. But
My favorite Kiss album of all time is Love Gun.
that was the very first Kiss album I ever bought.
That's got Love for Say Hail.
Yeah,
It's got Shock Me, I believe.
Tomorrow and Tonight.
Tomorrow and Tonight. Tomorrow
Making
and Tonight.
Love.
Making
No.
Love. No,
Christi-
Making Love was on Rock and Roll Over.
Right.
Oh yeah, Christine 16.
Yes.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I never say things to girls your age. I never say these types of things to girls your age. Anyway,
Not allowed to now.
I think we're all agreed that the makeup lineup goes in. As in
Yeah.
the four original makeup.
And Eric
lineup.
Carr,
Eric Carr.
I
did
think
wear
Eric
makeup.
Carr
on the fringe
should
of
go
it.
in.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
Car, yeah.
He
Yeah.
was probably there as long as some of the original, as long as Peter and Ace were.
Oh yeah.
He was there for
he would
forever.
be there now, I'm sure. If
Oh
he was
yeah,
still
he'd
alive.
still be.
He'd
in
still
there.
be there if he.
Oh yeah, and he was a good drummer too.
I don't know, but I don't know about the two guys in today's band.
So you don't even give him. Well, Eric Singer's been with them
But I
off and
think-
on for 20
Yeah.
I could
years.
be
And-
persuaded to allow Bruce Kulick.
No offense to the Catman, but Eric Singer is 10 times the drummer than
True.
he is.
But he wasn't there.
He's
first.
not as good a singer though.
Well, now they
Right.
taped anew that metal show. I wonder if that's going to air before the Rock and Roll
Who's
Hall of
on it?
Fame. Peter Chris's
Oh.
on one
Ooh.
they taped last night. I don't know when it's gonna air, though.
They're actually airing them almost the week they're
Okay,
taped
well, then maybe this will be on
now. Because I
next
heard
week.
them.
But yeah, Peter's.
They mentioned it in the very first episode.
Yeah.
And they discussed like the Super Bowl like the week after the Super Bowl in one
Okay.
episode. So they're
Well, then
The way
this
I
is going
look
to be
at
soon.
it-
Then
Honestly, the way I look at it is if Paul and Gene don't want to play, they shouldn't be able to keep anybody else from
Now,
playing. If they want to play.
they still do the tribute performances.
Yeah.
Kiss, right? Or
Yeah,
do we even know who's inducting Kiss? That hasn't been.
I don't think it's.
Probably
Discussed.
Dave Grohl or something.
It will be. I mean, it'll be someone who's a crazy Kiss fan, of course, and
I think,
that knows the band.
I
Chuck
think
Klosterman.
so.
Chuck
Scott
Kloster.
Ian from Anthrax. Maybe they think, oh, he's not a big enough name. mainstream enough.
Who would
Think it
be a
should be.
big mainstream Kiss fan?
Who doesn't love Kiss except for crazy idiots?
Who's the lead singer for Weezer? He's a big Kiss fan, isn't he?
Rivers Cuomo.
Cuomo.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, you can have Scott Ian do it then. Hell.
How dare you? What I think
It's
they
not
should
going to be
do-
Jan Winter. We know
I
that.
think-
Better not be Dave
I
Grohl.
think they should go ahead,
What's wrong
whether
with
they
Dave Grohl?
play or not. I would love for the original four to show up in makeup and the suits they had on for
Dress to Kill.
Dress to Kill. That's what I
Yeah.
thought
That would look
instantly.
bad.
What if
Dress to Kill was a good album
that was
too.
my favorite. It was
It was
short,
underrated,
but-
short and under, but it was good.
What if Ace just says screw it and he puts on makeup and shows up? It might be awkward.
That would
awesome,
be
too.
awesome if Peter and Ace showed up in makeup and be like,
That's
what?
rock and roll, man. I don't have to conform to your rules, Mr. Man.
It's like I must have not got the memo. I thought we were doing this.
So Kiss is out of the way. Who knows what's going to happen? It's a clusterfuck.
I forgot who else went in.
But Nirvana went in, and there was some debate. I saw. I don't know if
Chad
it was,
Channing's not
if
going
it was
in.
Spin or if it was Rolling Stone talking about the drummer on Bleach,
Chad Channing.
essentially their debut album, I guess you'd say, not going in as well.
They didn't induct C.J. Ramone in with the Ramones. Some people complained about that, but I could. So it's almost the same thing to me. He played on a couple of albums,
But not the greatest.
right?
I figure if you played on the albums, the biggest sellers, that version should go in.
Yeah.
And Courtney Love always says her drummer, Patty Schimmel, whatever her name, almost played for Nirvana. I don't know if she ever actually recorded anything with them, but because she's a hell of a drummer, by the way.
She's no Dave Grohl.
Didn't she
She's not-
play?
yeah.
Didn't she play with Motley Crue for a while? When
Yeah.
She
Tommy Lee
might
took.
have. Maybe she's.
I know
she's
Randy
fantastic.
Castillo did.
He died, and then she took over and
Okay.
did
Yeah.
like a tour.
There's
I
a
couldn't
really good
remember her name.
documentary about her, and I can't hit so hard's the name of it. I'm recommending that.
So now we just need to get Deep Purple in.
Ronnie James Dio.
I don't know if Dio will ever make it.
Oh,
Maybe that version.
There's a lot that deserve to
Black
be
Sabbath.
in, but there's a lot of politics and
he's
I'm
dead. What are you
assuming-
supposed to do?
I know, but
I'm assuming Rainbow's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
no,
that'll
that's
never
not
I'm
it.
just saying you could do it.
on the Silver Mountain.
Although you have to admit though, there are some acts that are in. I say acts that
Acts.
are in.
Ask you a
That's
question.
In the
racist.
Hall of Fame that quite literally only had one hit.
Like I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Loves
Yeah, Percy
a
Sledge.
woman.
Kind of
Percy
stuff.
Sledge is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Name me another Percy Sledge song. I know Sam could probably do it, but you shut up.
That song is so massive, though, and I think it's changed. I
Yeah.
think
It's massive
if they started
to
it
people
today,
in their 80s.
well, he went in a long time ago. Too.
So, who gets to decide who gets in?
A bunch of old
Journalists.
people.
Yeah,
journalists. Failed
a lot of the guys
musicians.
from
Yeah.
Rolling
Failed
Stone,
Failed musicians.
Rolling Stone magazine.
Bratcher.
Some of the guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
I should get
I voted. Of course,
I haven't
my-
failed.
too
I
for
really
Kiss.
haven't
It was obvious.
attempted. So you can't
I voted
fail
for
till you really
Kiss.
Paul Butterfield.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
voted for Paul Butterfield. He's never going to make it in.
Deep
but
Purple.
Bless his
Is
heart.
Hart on this?
Hey,
Stay?
They already went in, I
No.
thought.
They went in
Yeah, I
last
think
year.
Linda
year before.
Ronstadt's going
Linda
in this year.
Ronstadt, who can't sing anymore.
Yeah.
God.
Linda
Really?
Ronstadt.
That's
Back
shame.
in
She
the
has
day.
Parkinson's,
No.
Yeah.
and she can't perform anymore. Oh, it makes me so sad when I see
Wow.
her.
But
Oh,
I
wow.
watched
And she made her money basically on doing covers of songs, but they were still good. You still
Oh,
remember?
Oh
them.
yeah, yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's so
Poor,
easy.
poor
and-
pitiful me.
Blue
Yeah.
Bayou.
Yeah.
Is Warren Zevon's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Correct?
Surely.
Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
I don't think
Roland
I
the
think he
Headless
is.
Thompson Gunner.
That's
That's
my
a great
favorite
song.
Zevon song. Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner. Because he
But
says,
in
"Son
some
of a
cases,
bitch."
unless you were there back in the day, you think they only had 2 hits because that's what radio's done.
Yeah, and that might be what it is. That's why I wanted Paul Butterfield to go in. I've been listening to Paul Butterfield down here, not recently, but I did for about a month.
That's all I heard.
Yeah, it's good
I was
stuff.
indoctrinated with a phonograph needle.
So,
All right. Any other discussion on the Hall of Fame, or have we?
Do you have a
Well,
question about the Hall of Fame?
no, but
No.
I was wondering. iTunes Festival was at SXX or South by Southwest last week. Did anybody catch that?
No.
I heard
No.
about the Lady Gaga incident.
I heard
Can
about
we
Wait.
talk
There
about
was an
that?
incident?
The lady. Well, okay. What was
I haven't heard
that?
anything.
Oh, she
had the puking artist
She
puke
vomited.
on her.
Yeah. I thought she was the one that did it. Demi Lovato
No.
came out and complained
Wait.
because was it about
Well,
an eating disorder thing?
there's a
Did she do that on stage?
I
It was an
don't-
art thing.
I don't know her name. There is this lady that drinks colored milk or water, and then she pukes on it, and it just splatters on the canvas.
Now, are we talking puke or like Gene Simmons spitting blood?
No,
No.
this is.
I
She
can
stuck,
do
She
that.
stuck her fingers down her mouth and
Okay.
vomited
Oh,
on Lady Gaga.
Good.
I
Lord.
did that Sunday night after Chinese.
Now,
Gee.
here's the thing.
Where did this happen?
South
South by
Southwest.
Southwest.
Wow.
Did you not hear
Brought
about
up the
That was the
topic.
biggest thing. You know?
She was there. She gave a keynote address, which whatever the hell that means.
What is Lady Gaga giving a keynote address to a place that is mostly about bands that no one's ever even heard
Yeah.
of?
I
Well,
don't know.
okay.
Oh, they always have some pretty.
Well, they
big
had.
They do, but used to it was just
They-
like an unsigned band.
Well, at the last night of iTunes Festival, they had Willie Nelson and Keith Urban there. Keith Urban was the headliner for Saturday
I mean,
night.
they had Gaga. They had.
You had
I
them.
don't know if she was.
Soundgarden.
I guess she was not part of the iTunes thing.
Well, here's the thing
but
about
she was there, and it was all over the news.
the Demi
and
Lovato, the Demi Lovato thing. She came out and was talking about an eating disorder thing.
Right, like
I was like, how did hearing what you just said? How did we get there?
Yeah.
This
well,
person.
If she
this
made
is-
herself vomit like she did, because she did.
Yeah,
she
I'm
stuck
sure
her
she
fingers
did.
in her throat.
There's a difference between doing it as an artiste and doing it as a bulimic.
right.
I guess.
But-
Unless they're trying to make a statement.
I thought it was something. I thought it was
Is there
actually
some
Lady
things I
Gaga
can
that
drink
did it.
to
No.
make my urine different colors, and I can just go out and be a pee artist?
I don't know.
probably.
Perhaps.
There's one that can turn blue.
No, it's methyl blue and methyl orange and all kinds of stuff.
Getting
Yeah.
some of that, and I'm going to be the greatest.
Dr. Jesse
You're
used to
an
say
artist,
that
Trevor.
used to be a neat little prank to pull on people in medical school. You put a little methyl blue and
Oh, good lord.
They start pissing.
Okay.
Hijinks.
they start pissing orange, and then all of a sudden shit gets real.
Lady Gaga's vomit artist defends herself against Demi Lovato's bulimia criticism.
Okay, so there you
Quote,
go.
I ain't got no bulimia. No,
Is that
that's
her
not.
quote? Okay, that's what I'm saying.
that was
Her name, Millie Brown.
Okay. I didn't know what.
What
I
an
had
outrageous name
I had
for an
seen
vomit
something. I'd seen something about her prior to the Lady Gaga incident.
that was posted on Time 23 hours ago.
Millie
so.
Brown claims she's not harming her body. She's just barfing. Or something.
She's hurting her esophagus.
Yeah,
True.
if you do it enough, I mean,
Yeah,
it
you
depends
do
on
enough,
how
you give
busy,
yourself
how much she tours,
cancer.
I guess.
Man.
I don't know. But
I will
I'm
go
just,
back
I'm
and-
just about done with Lady Gaga. That was the point I was going to
I
make.
will go
Oh.
back and try to watch the Band of Skulls and the Soundgarden sets from South by Southwest. 'Cause those were the only two bands that really
They
interested
did
me.
Super Unknown in their entire. Or they're going to, or did they?
Now, whether
Wait.
they showed that as part of the iTunes Festival, I know that they did perform
Right.
Super Unknown entirely.
Sam, I want to ask you, okay, does this change your perspective of Lady Gaga?
Gaga.
No.
Lady Gaga.
Lady
just
Gag.
think-
Sam can't get enough of vomit. I mean,
That's one of the things.
that's
I'm glad
top
she's.
five.
Well,
hope she adds it to
it's
her
just-
repertoire this next tour.
I think the point I'm making is this whole "I do it for the applause" thing is really coming to fruition.
Oh,
I think I hate to say this, but I think as outrageous as Lady Gaga was, I think when she hurt herself and had to take time off, and Miley Cyrus did her thing at the MTV Awards, it almost
Twerk.
everything
And
shifted.
see, and in my opinion, she's done unless she can put out a hell of a song.
I know, and I never
Lady
thought
Gaga-
And
somebody
she's
would outdo
launching
her.
another massive tour. She put the stage set up online
I
this week, and I'm
understand
like,
that Lady Gaga is
Lady Gag.
Lady Gaga.
trying to be an artist,
And
I
that's
would,
fine.
and I would put most of her stuff way above Miley Cyrus,
Right.
and probably even above Madonna. Madonna always seemed to me like she just wanted to shock for shock's sake. You know, Miley, that's what she's doing.
Right. It's
But
working.
Lady
She's doing it
Gaga-
quite well.
But Miley is quite literally doing
But
it
Lady
like an
Gaga
18-year-old.
seemed to be actually doing
Like there's a point to it.
not to freak people out, but doing stuff she wanted. There's a difference between doing it for yourself
yeah.
Right.
and doing it just to get a reaction.
Right.
And she always seemed to be doing it for herself.
I think so, too.
Although, you can imagine, after, 5 years of having to wear meat suits and crazy shit.
And
that-
she never dresses normal at
Right.
all.
There has to be a time where she just wants to put on a pair of sweats and
and a
T-shirt and
t-shirt.
go outside.
Come on.
But you can't because she's Lady Gaga.
and
She's
it's
not.
like, I get it.
She's not whoever she was
mean-
when she was born. It's got to be a pain in the balls.
I wish I had seen that Monster Ball tour. I am so
It was
PO'd. I
it was the
missed
greatest
that.
thing I ever saw. But I saw it twice, and the second time I was like, okay, it's like
It was the
listening to
greatest thing you ever saw.
the greatest
I saw
concert. The
video.
production, yeah.
Sans Vomit?
Sans Vomit. There was no
You know,
vomit. But
I gotta tell you,
thought it was
one of the best. I hate to cut you off there. One of the best
Sorry.
that we
No, he
saw
doesn't.
was Tool. The lasers.
Oh, it was a
in
laser
that?
show. Yeah.
Lasers.
Oh, it was awesome. Anyway, you can go on.
You know,
The audio
I
was
just,
horrible.
I think they're working on a new record.
Yeah.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Unfortunately, we're going to have
50
to.
years.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to actually buy it because they're not on.
Devin,
Spotify.
hold it. Hold your thought because I'm getting ready to interrupt you before you even get it
Okay,
going. Before I
go.
get a chance to interrupt you. Heard the new Metallica song, Lords
I
of
saw
Summer.
that.
I
haven't
Still
heard
haven't
Not,
done it yet.
not live, but they've also got a garage demo version of
Oh,
it.
I wanted to hear that.
Okay.
That you can buy the concert, the audio, and they give you that for free. But of course, it's already out on YouTube.
Yeah.
It sounds like Metallica. It's
Yeah.
not blow you away type stuff. It's not Master of Puppets type stuff. But it's at least
is
as
it
good
Death
as anything
Magnetic?
on Death Magnetic.
Okay.
Which, compared to the last few albums before it, was a step up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Magnetic had All Nightmare Long was good, and
But what was the album that everybody almost universally
Saint
hated?
Anger.
Yeah.
And that's the one where he came back from sobriety and all.
Yeah.
And that great documentary, but the
And
album.
really, all that
The
was
documentary.
all that
Talk about
was
a
was-
riveting documentary. Just seeing this
Yeah,
band
yeah.
that is the big crush you, I'll punch you in your face, we're men, and then they all got to kind of open up and talk.
See, I didn't watch it because
talk
I didn't
to their
want
psychiatrist
I didn't
and
want to
their
see
I've got
their
sweater.
human side.
I've got a copy of that.
To
I think
me,
some kind
to
of
me,
monster.
what was interesting about it was the way that they recorded, because if you remember, like the Nothing Else Matters.
If Lars and
They're in
Hetfield
a-
didn't like it, they just erase it and
Well,
you start over.
yeah, but they were. If you remember the Nothing Else Matters video, they were in a studio. They always had headphones on and doing this and that. And then you fast forward to the documentary when Hetfield is quite literally laying down vocals in the room with all the computers and everything, with everybody sitting in there with just a microphone, and that was it. So you can really see how far we've come.
If they
Right.
just tightened up that screw on the snare drum
and
Saint
tuned it. They just
Yeah.
need to tune it. That's all they
wouldn't
needed to
have
do.
been that bad. But that ping, 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 ping. Oh,
Tinny, I think.
It
was
just had
the
it had a
word,
ring to it. There was
Yeah.
there was just a short
there
ring
was
to
like
it.
that was the least produced album. That was probably even less produced than Kill 'Em All was.
Damn.
I mean, it seems like there was nothing done. They just went in there and it just rah, ping, 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 ping,
Yeah.
and then here you go.
Maybe they should do
folks.
something with Neil Young.
It was a
and-
better experiment
Probably
than
not
the
happen.
Neil or not Neil
Lou
Reed.
Reed.
Lou Reed.
I haven't listened to that.
I've listened to a few songs. It's ponderous,
Oh yeah.
but I'm a Metallica fan. I'm going to dig whatever they put out. I'll go see them if I can. I've already seen them 5,000 times, but I haven't seen them since they started to play a lot of old stuff. Now.
Right.
I've only seen
We
all
saw
of
them on like the
Metallica
Load
once.
and the Reload and the Black Album. Of course, the Black Album they had to play a lot of old stuff, but Summer Sanitarium type stuff. But
And then we saw them for free.
Devin,
That's
your
right.
thought? Go quick.
Metallica.
Awesome.
That was what.
Okay,
what
favorite-
we've been
favorite Metallica-
interrupting you for.
Favorite Metallica song?
The one where they play the guitar.
You don't know a name of any of them?
No, I really don't.
You son of a bitch. Does Enter Sandman ring a bell?
Yes.
Does Master of Puppets? I just said Master of Puppets.
Okay,
this
how
morning.
old were you in 91?
11.
Well,
Well,
yeah, it's anyway.
Sad but true.
What were
Yes.
you wanting to say?
are you talking about his age
Yeah.
in 91?
It's not important.
It's
Well,
not
sad
important.
but true. But
I
dual
mean,
meanings.
of course, nothing I say is important. So
We
I didn't really get
absolutely-
into metal at 11. I was
I'm
just
not
getting
exactly
into music
sure
at 11,
anything
really.
any of us says.
Well,
is
I
all
okay.
had Justice for All. Actually.
Okay,
I
Sam.
had that record.
Sam, what was the first album you ever bought?
REO Speedwagon's Wheels Are Turning.
You're
And
fired.
I love it, but I laugh because I remember the first episode of the Goldbergs. Barry was so pissed because that's what he got for a birthday present.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like, what the?
Oh.
They're corporate or something.
Devin,
But
first album.
okay, first album was Billboard Top 10, 1980 something.
Okay, that doesn't count. Pick a band.
An album of an actual band, singer, or
New Kids on the Block.
Something.
Somebody.
No, I never bought an album. I have bought individual songs on iTunes.
You've never bought an album before?
I'm not going to let you sit here and say
No.
that the only album you ever bought was a Billboard Hits of 1980 something.
Well, I love the 80s, you know. They had
Well, but
You didn't buy a Pet Shop Boys album?
no.
when you were a kid,
You never bought a
didn't-
cassette.
You never bought a
You
cassette
ever bought
tape.
cassette
Okay.
singles?
Okay, I think it was probably back in the 80s. I think Pizza Hut had a promotion, and Ninja Turtles video cassette, not video cassette, but
Well, that doesn't count. That's
Wow.
not.
No, that doesn't count either.
You are a crazy person. You haven't bought a cassette
no.
of a band.
I mean, okay,
Damn it! It's like we're dealing with a 12-year-old here who's never experienced like shit. I mean, it's like he was just the good
record?
Lord snapped his fingers and he came to be and he knows nothing. I don't know what's. You never bought an album.
no, never bought an album.
Well, I've got about 7,000 I can spare if you'd like to buy one.
Spotify officially has kept
Wait.
us out of the poorhouse.
Okay, Aaron, first album.
I've spent
Does-
so much. I can tell you
do soundtracks
first-
count?
Now, I didn't
Yeah,
really...
okay, a
oh,
soundtrack.
okay.
Do a soundtrack.
Okay, it was that one song that Sam absolutely hates. What is Love by?
Hadaway?
Yes.
Jesus Christ,
What
I
was
hate
the
that
soundtrack?
song.
What was that soundtrack?
Oh,
Night
you
at
didn't
the
get Night at the Roxbury
Yes,
soundtrack.
I did.
Was it? The
Yes.
Night at the Roxbury?
Oh God!
Yeah, I bought the album. It's really awesome. I still have it. I love Hadaway. I know Sam hates
Oh my
it.
I
god!
take it back. You're fired.
Okay, I was gonna say I probably wasn't my money, but when Columbia House 12 albums for a penny,
Yeah.
Lee ruined
I pulled that scam a half a dozen times.
Lee ruined the credit of everyone in our family for Columbia.
the first set had the Go-Go's, Beauty and the Beat. It had a Kool and the Gang album. It had a Jay Giles Band live cassette, and these were cassettes.
Showtime.
Why are you
Showtime,
acting
I
like?
think.
Why did they send me that when you were the one that
I know,
ordered
but
it?
I'm just saying it was like it was an
Showtime,
a random.
I think.
It was just
Elton
an eclectic mix.
John- Yeah, it was a mix of things.
I joined
You-
Columbia House in 1995. My father said, "Hey, you should join." I didn't like music that much, so he wound up ordering some of the cassettes himself
Oh
to
yeah.
pad the order. But
I had to
Yeah.
make cuts, man.
Flashdance soundtrack that was in it,
Oh, yeah.
and that's good.
Romeo.
Yeah,
Oh man,
Now, did any of y'all do mixtapes?
what do you
No,
mean?
I did that. I did that.
I
in high
recorded
school.
stuff off the radio.
I did
think
too.
everybody
I
did.
recorded
Yeah.
stuff
I would
on
wait
the
till
radio.
96 STO, waiting for them to play that one Motley Crue song or what. I don't remember if it was off the Theater of Pain or if it was the Girls, Girls, Girls. But you sit there, your finger
You
at
got to
the
be
ready.
ready.
And then
Yeah.
what would piss me off so much is before it was over, assholes would talk.
Talk over it. Yeah.
Knowing,
Yeah.
you bastard, I'm recording this.
Yeah.
And I remember
That's what they do.
the it wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily King Biscuit Flower Hour, but they played like Van Halen concert.
yeah.
You know, like Saturday
They
night.
played the Live Without a Net set.
Yeah, it was good stuff. First album I
It
ever
was
bought.
Pappy O'Daniel's Flower Hour.
Yeah, Lee probably knows the first album I bought.
It was the Cars Heartbeat City.
You damn right.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
You damn right.
That was a good
Yeah.
one. What was on that REO Speedwagon?
I don't
Any
want
of
to
the
know.
hits? Wheel in the Sky,
No.
Carry On Wayward Son.
I Can't Fight This Feeling was the biggest one off that.
Of
album.
course it was.
But I bought it for I Don't Want to Know.
I've heard I Can't Fight This Feeling live, but not by REO Speedwagon.
It was Deftones.
The Deftones.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
They,
this, I
they
still like-
opened for Kiss on the
Well, I must have seen
the
well,
reunion tour.
I saw
in Lexington.
Deftones, but I didn't.
They
Oh, I
played
saw
that.
Nashville.
They got
Lee-
they were
Louisville.
booed the whole set,
Wow.
and then when they started
I like
playing
them.
that,
and they're like,
everybody at the end they won everybody over by playing that.
It's like the
shitty
Blues
REO
Brothers,
Speedwagon.
you know, playing Rawhide
Yeah.
just to get everybody. on the side.
Lee felt feared for their safety. They were so roundly booed.
I
I
mean,
still
yeah,
love-
it was as bad a reception for an opening act that I've ever seen.
wow.
I mean, they really hated them. And I'm
Were
not
they
much of
on
a
the
Deftones.
same label, or did somebody hand pick them to go
Kiss
on?
I don't
just
know.
randomly picked a lot of
Yeah.
people, and
But it
I've
was-
never seen
it
a
was
bad opening
pretty
act that
bad.
goes. I went to see Motley Crue and Poison, and the New York Dolls opened for them, and they would live tweet, and people were just trashing the Dolls. I can't wait till they get off
Whoa.
stage. I thought that's just rude. Is
New
what
York
it was.
Dolls have got some good shit.
Now we saw Dope open for Kid Rock back in the day.
That was,
Oh, I
that was
remember
pretty
that
good,
tour.
though. That was
Was it
he
dope?
did-
It was dope. Now they had a couple opening.
They had Cole.
They had Buck Cherry. They had Fuel open for them. That
We,
might have been
we
the
saw
first
that
saw-
in
And Dope too?
Louisville.
We
No.
went to Louisville and saw.
Oh.
That's the show I
We
saw.
missed David Allan Coe.
That's
but
the
Buck
show I
Cherry
saw.
came on after
Yeah,
David Allan
and
Coe.
Fuel,
and
and we thought Fuel was a bunch of dicks, but
Well, I thought-
Buck Cherry was great.
I thought Fuel. You listen to them on the CD, and it's like,
yeah, and then
and then
David
when they're
Allan Coe,
live,
too.
they sound much heavier and
What
brawnier.
now? What kind of won me over on Fuel? And I was all right with them, but when in the big hit, I forget what it was called.
In the house.
Well, whenever the music stopped and the entire crowd was singing it before it really kicked, you're just like, Fuel's pretty popular.
Well, I mean,
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here we go.
that's what you want to be. That's what you go to a concert for, to be a part of that kind of. Everything stops and the crowd sings along, and you're part of that. It's almost like it's a communal gathering essentially.
What's the most?
My problem is I hate people, so I don't get that
that's-
communal gathering so much.
So okay, when I go to a concert,
You're not going to find out what I bought,
well, since we're talking about concerts for a
you
second,
bastard.
the closer up front to the stage you are, the more you get into it.
Oh yeah, you're getting really communal.
You're not as self-conscious
Okay.
when you're back here.
Whenever we went to the Metallica
I'm
concert,
not very self-conscious
So-
when I'm back there either. I'm back there headbanging just as much as anybody.
So, what were your thoughts when you and I went to the the 50th anniversary? I mean, we got table seats.
Oh, the Beatles thing.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah, it was a little different.
It's a little
table,
different.
I would love
Concert in
table
front.
seats. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Serving
great to sit
drinks.
there. I had table seats for Charlie Daniels Band, the Big E, one time. But
Yeah, I went to the Big E
Yeah.
a lot of times. The concert I got into the most was Kiss. When I saw him the second time, I guess.
Yeah, when Paul Stanley looked
You
me
did a
dead,
lot of-
dead in the eye, had a pick in his hand, and he said, "Ooh, there's a good-looking chick over there. She can have the pick."
did you have a lot of tongue action going? I mean,
No,
you said
not
you
at
got out
all.
of hand.
No. Anyway, first album.
First album that I can remember.
Give me a hint and see if I can figure out.
If
how-
it
here we
wasn't
go.
like a Chipmunks type bullshit, 'cause I know
Pac-Man
I got
record?
that. Or the Pac-Man record.
Pac-Man
Why
record.
the hell did I have a Pac-Man record?
Or Ninja
but it was
Turtles
like one of
cassette.
those picture records. It actually had like
It had like a big
a
Pac-Man scene on it. It was
with-
blue.
with big Pac-Man on it.
Oh, did it have
Pictured
Pac-Man Fever?
No.
No.
I don't think so. No, that's totally different. First album, you want a hint?
Yeah.
I could give you a great hint that'll you probably guess
give me
it right off.
because I know how old you are.
Now wait a minute. Was it a record or a cassette?
It was a record. The one I'm
A
thinking of is
vinyl
a
record.
record.
Okay.
I don't know that I bought it with my own money, but it's the first album
Yeah,
I can remember
that's okay.
getting.
Okay.
Now, I stole and listened to a lot of my brother's Cheap Trick and Kansas and all that stuff. But it was
So I'm guessing this is around 84,
83.
83, 84.
I might know this.
I was still-
I'll give you a hint. Probably 40% of the world's population knows every song on this album.
Thriller?
Thriller.
You
Okay.
damn right.
Wow, good guess.
Yeah.
82. So.
And then, but I bought. Do you remember the 45s? I used to buy a shitload
Yeah.
of 45s.
Oh, yeah.
Singles,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
The
a
Van
lot of
Halen
those at
Jump,
home.
and I think on the B side was
I'll
I'll
Wait,
I
yeah.
bought-
All of I'll Wait.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
song.
I heard that on the way back from work
But
today.
I can remember the very first two CDs I bought because it was my 16th birthday. I gathered up all my birthday money, and I bought a GE, a General Electric CD player.
Yeah, he
And
beat
it
the
was like
shit
a
out of
set
it.
top thing. And you press a little button, it flips up, and you put it down. I mean, it was just, it was wobbly as hell.
It was about as big as this mixing board here.
But it lasted
Wow.
forever before finally there was a point in time where I had to start bashing it to get it to go. It would spin up.
I think the little spindle would pop up and wouldn't grab and spin it.
But I had enough money left over to get two CDs, and back then CDs were like $20.
Yeah, they were.
And they came in a shit ton
Yeah.
of paper.
Yeah.
They-
Oh, yeah, the long box.
The CD, the record companies killed so many damn trees.
You could have
back
put
then.
3 CDs, quite
Right,
literally,
yes.
in the box.
Yeah.
That's true.
I got Extreme 2 Porno Graffiti, which I listened to so much I can't listen to it anymore.
Even
It would.
The same with the Black Album. I can't listen to the Black Album and enjoy it anymore because it's just like, not this song again.
Oh, I remember running around in Dad's truck.
But
listening
the
to
other
that.
CD I can still listen to, not over and over and over again because I did get burnt out in it, but it was Megadeth. Holy Wars. What? No,
Rest
Rest in
Peace.
peace. Yeah.
Great
and
album.
I listened to that was my first really introduction to Super Duper. I mean, I'd listen.
Political metal.
You got it's different. The Black Album is different from Megadeth. Is different from Twisted Sister and whatever else you were listening to.
Pantera is one of the most aggressive albums I think I ever.
I love some Pantera.
Vulgar Display of Power.
Vulgar Display of
Okay,
Power is
Devin.
unbelievable.
First concert.
Okay.
He only watches them on TV. He's never been to one.
Teenage
Okay.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Actually, my dad, years and years ago,
Oh no, this ought to be great.
back in Huntsville, Alabama, I was living there when, as a teenager, my dad took me to an Aerosmith concert.
All right. Who else was with
All right, he's back
He
in.
redeems
Yeah,
himself.
there we
You're
go.
hired on a part-time basis.
Fantastic.
Who else was with them? Do you have any
I
idea?
have no idea.
And what
It must have
era?
been
I'm
Get a
assuming
Grip.
this
What year?
It was in the 90s.
It was 90s.
Get a
okay.
grip tour.
Probably
I would
get a
think.
grip.
Oh, it's probably at their height then.
Yeah.
Yeah, their new music is just crap.
Yeah, most of it, except for a Permanent Vacation, and there were some good ones on Pump.
Yeah, I love that album. That's the first
What was
Aerosmith
that?
album I actually bought. I was
Okay,
getting
what
into-
time? What's our time?
35.
We've talked about nothing I had written down,
First
we're
band,
doing good.
fantastic.
First concert.
and you all haven't picked any damn games, so that's
right.
probably not. That's probably
First
gonna be
concert, real
First
quick.
concert.
Mine was probably the free Hank Jr. concert at Kings Island.
Are you sure? Did you not go see the Oak Ridge Boys with us at the State Fair?
No,
Dustin,
I did not.
Dustin,
I have no recollection of that.
Dustin. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you wouldn't have gone to the State Fair with us to see the Oak Ridge Boys. It was around the same time we went and saw the WWE or WWF wrestling at that time.
That I remember. Junkyard Dog stole Randy Savage's belt.
Wow.
Didn't win it, stole
Well,
it.
So you remember wrestling, but not the concert.
I did not go to the Oak Ridge Boys concert.
I remember my first concert was probably the Oak Ridge Boys concert. I don't necessarily count that. I do kind of count the Hank. I went to see Hank.
Well, if you in an arena, put it that way, because I went to the Everly
Well, that's
Brothers
Freedom
thing,
Hall.
but so I'm counting like a arena concert. You bought a ticket, or somebody bought.
Well,
you a ticket.
that was a free show, the Oak Ridge Boys. The one I actually bought a ticket for, and me and my cousin
Like,
went
they
to
were on tour.
unadult chaperoned,
right.
because we had our at least one grandparent. Maybe. I think what it was is you and Mama and somebody else went
Probably.
off. So you and Mama and Jesse probably went somewhere, and me and Papa and Jeremy or Jared. or something.
I did not go see
Anyway,
the Oak Ridge Boys.
Hank Williams Jr. with the opening act, the Kentucky Headhunters at Mesker.
Really?
Now, still not inside.
Wait a minute,
an
though.
arena.
Was
But if you're going to go inside of the arena, it was Metallica, the Black
was
Album tour.
was the Everly Brothers festival before Hank?
I think so. Yes.
Then that would have been it. And
you
now,
went to,
now
Kentucky Headhunters?
this is
Yeah,
for
the one
those of
Headhunters
you.
was
Okay, I went there.
For those of
I
you
went
that
there.
don't know, the Everly Brothers are from Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, which neighbors our county, and this was probably
They're kind of a big deal.
in the grand scheme of things, this was not the biggest concert in the world, but we had to be bussed in. I rember that
Yes.
because it was horrendous.
It was
And our mother wanted to take us, which was even weirder.
That's even crazier. She hates all music. She hates any movies, and she pretty much hates
and it was
any,
her
show,
idea.
any TV show that's not on MSNBC or has Nancy Grace or has some sort of a
Devin,
murder
have you met
involved.
their mother?
No.
Well, it was what
I don't
was
think
it?
Devin hates all those things.
It was
She just doesn't know them.
John Prine. Is he the Muhlenberg
Yeah.
County guy?
John Hartford was there.
Yeah, John Hartford was there.
What about
Marty
Pete Beaver
Stewart, Marty Brown at his height. Those of you who saw him on whatever,
He's trying to make a comeback.
You know,
he's
this was when he was
trying to make
screaming.
an effort.
he was huge
Oh, yeah.
here before he was ever on TV being a plumber or
And
whatever
he had
he
some
is.
good songs. He had
Oh,
like
he had
good
great songs.
country
He sounds like
man.
Hank Senior.
And he is tall. He's a
Yeah,
He
would've
can't.
thought
He
that.
can't. He can't sing the songs that he came out with back in the day on the radio now
Why?
but
because he doesn't sound like pop music. They sound like actual country
they're
music.
good
songs.
country songs.
Yeah.
though.
and then the Everly Brothers were there, and then the Headhunters took the stage at like 1 a.m.
Oh God, it was.
Was it that late? I
It
didn't
was
see
late.
that.
brutal. We
Now,
didn't
maybe
get
it's
home
because
till
we
like
were
3.
younger, but it was like really late.
Yeah, it was
I
really
went
late.
a year that it was Keith Urban was at it one year when I went. It
Really?
was Keith Urban. It was
Whoa.
Trace Adkins. John Prine was there.
Were the Everly
that
Brothers
year.
still a part of it then? Because they didn't do the
Yeah, I
last
think they
couple.
were. Maybe not. And of course, for all of you out there, The Everly Brothers are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame.
And one of them recently
and if
died.
you
And one
didn't
of
have
them
the Everly
recently
Brothers,
died.
you might have not had the Beatles.
Wake up, little Susie.
I mean, the Stones
Ooh, I
were
love
more
that song.
black bluesmen
Yeah.
from
Right.
America, and the Beatles were more Everly Brothers.
Right.
Although Chuck Berry,
Buddy
I guess
Holly.
you'd say, Buddy Holly,
Yeah.
Okay.
formed them.
So
But that was a good festival. I wish they still did it.
It was
Yeah,
good.
too.
It really
It was
was.
great.
Especially when you've got the Big O over there where, I mean, they're not bringing in superstars, but they're bringing in acts that are on the way up.
Right.
Well, they had Blake Shelton.
Yeah, I
the
was
year-
going to say,
the
they
year
did have Blake
before,
Shelton.
but
And he was still
I
popular,
still-
but he wasn't the voice huge at
So
that
what would
time.
what be your first concert then?
I went my first. Well, if we're gonna, are we counting Executive Inn?
We'll just throw them both out there.
The Osmonds at the Executive Inn.
We're not counting that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not. Gonna,
Arena, Sam will love it. The Monkees, their first reunion
Really?
tour.
oh my
Sam
God!
Yeah.
I didn't even get to
Me
see
and my
that.
dad went to it at Robert Stadium.
He's gonna
I'm
strangle. He's
picturing
gonna,
that
he's
now.
gonna strangle you for this.
Because he
There's
was
a-
like my teacher like 2 years after that, so I'm
Yeah.
picturing this in my
There's
mind
a
now.
twinkle in Sam's eye.
Wow.
As soon as
I got
the
a I got a
Monkees were
sweet
mentioned.
Ringer T-shirt. I wish I still had it. It was so
Oh,
awesome.
she's full time now.
Oh yeah,
It was who was it? It was Herman's Hermits, that
Yeah.
Gary Puckett guy, and
Gary Puckett.
Oh,
Oh,
and the
Woman,
And you can't even sing that out.
do you have cheating on your mind?
oh dear.
Your mind.
oh, that's great.
Adam Carolla fans will understand.
But yeah, that was my first arena show.
What else? What else is he
My
got?
first was
Every song.
young girl.
Get
Yeah,
out
I
of my mind. He's always
Oh.
all of his
Dad
songs are about
loves him.
raping little
Very young
girls.
girl.
Wow.
And you could do that back then.
Yeah,
It was
it was a different time. It was a different time.
Just like Curly.
I saw him a
You
couple
can't
years ago.
judge. You
I
can't
saw him,
judge.
I saw him 2 years ago, and he's still doing the song. So I guess you probably find it creepier now.
I
that
was
he's
going to
almost
say, I
70.
bet the creep factor was off the chart. He's got great granddaughters that age.
Oh my God.
My first was Van Halen on the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
So you did you missed out like I did on the original, like the 1984.
Yeah,
time.
I've seen them since they got back together.
Did you ever
with
see
Dave,
David Lee Roth solo?
I saw him with Sammy Hagar when they did the joint tour,
I saw
The
Van
knockout
Halen
tour.
with Gary Sharon.
and he brags about that to this
wow.
day.
How many people can say that?
Not many.
Well, roughly
How many people
about-
would want to?
About 80
yeah,
to
probably.
100,000.
In every city, but
It was a
you know,
unique tour. They did songs
If
that they would
I've
normally
seen him,
do.
with, I've
was
seen him
with
with. Let's see,
Nobody.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd opened. I think it was just Kenny Wayne
I've
Shepherd.
seen him.
Yeah,
He's good.
it was at Starwood.
I wish that place was still open.
A giant,
That place was
a
awesome.
I
giant
thought
of
they
a man.
reopened it or something.
They
Or
did
going-
reopen it briefly, but I think it's totally
Starwood's not
done now.
Damn
well, they
it.
renamed it to that
Ann
Am
South.
South,
Yeah.
or Am South.
Yeah.
and then they renamed it Starwood. That I saw Hank. That was the last show.
I thought
went
they
and
tore
saw
it down
him.
and they were going to rebuild houses, and
I
then the
couldn't-
housing market.
I
fell.
couldn't
Maybe that's
remember-
what happened, but it's not. No, it's no
As a
longer
kid
concert.
growing up, I remember.
Actually, I think it is still a concert venue, but it's more like a. I don't even know how to describe it.
Local.
Yeah, more like a sitting out in a fold-up chair
Symphony
kind of
type
thing.
thing, or-
Maybe, but no, it's not the big Star Wars.
I couldn't
Would,
hear
would
for
like
a
John Michael
week
Montgomery
after Van
headline
Halen.
it or something now, or
Oh,
are we
I
talking
don't
about-
know.
I remember
I'm gonna have to
growing
look it
up,
up again.
You're growing up, and you hear about the Starwood Amphitheater,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Robert Stadium.
I'm going to go there one day.
And Sunshine Promotions presents Judas Priest. You got another thing.
Remember Ticketron?
Ticketron. I
Before it was
remember
just
my
Ticketmaster.
Hank tickets were like $13.50.
Yeah, you
for
can't
first
get you
concert,
can't get
and I was like,
a cap for 20.
That's your
Right.
shipping and handling
$125.
charge now.
No, yeah, that's just your fees.
Your
that they
fees.
That
put
was
on
really
the
that was
ticket.
really the only
Convenience
reason
charge.
we practically went on tour with Kid Rock because
Oh, I saw him.
he
several
he puts
times.
on a great show
got
and
like-
he was only charging $30.
You got
Wow.
like four. You got like four different bands for like $25, and it's like, why wouldn't you go and see something like that?
So it was good stuff.
All right, are we? Anything else?
yeah,
I've got shit.
I got two things.
Let
One,
it rip, Tater Chip.
okay. One is anybody going to watch the How I Met Your Mother series finale?
Hell
Never heard of it.
no.
I haven't seen one single solitary episode.
I haven't
of it.
either.
Never seen an episode of it, so no.
Doogie
Okay.
Howser's in it. That's about all I know.
So,
Yes.
so no love for Neil Patrick Harris.
No,
I
I've
love
him,
him.
but
I love
Patrick
MPH.
Harris.
I follow him on Twitter. He's great.
but
But you know, I don't
Screw
care.
them.
Okay. Next thing.
Issue number 2 for us to poop on.
Next thing. Did anybody watch King of the Nerds finale?
King
Yes.
of the Nerds.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know that.
Have you been watching King of the
Yes,
Nerds?
I have.
I
King
saw
of
the
the Nerds.
beginning of it and then I turned it.
The crazy person, Zach, was asked back just as soon as he was kicked off, so that
Yes.
was kind of helpful. But
I hate him.
I thought that I don't know what I think, man.
Who
was
won it?
Shitty.
Or do
some
we
chick.
want a spoiler? Oh, the chick won.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoiler
What's her,
alert.
what was her name?
remember.
Kaylee.
Kayla, I think it was Kayla.
Kayla.
Yeah.
She was like the NASA. Was she working?
Yeah,
at
she
She's
was
a
like
rocket
the-
scientist.
Yeah, rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Literal
Yeah.
rocket scientist. The
Literal
other
rocket
one
scientist.
was a brain surgeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But their
they're-
little challenge was a little dumb. The guy didn't ask for help quick enough, and he probably would have won. But
Although the craziest thing about that, and I mentioned this when it happened, she won, and one of the what it was is there was a turntable of
8 mini games.
of 8 little miniature games. One of them was like a Sudoku, and then there was a
one was
math
like a
problem
math
that
and
was
then
based on.
Pac-Man.
like a word
But there
sign
was
with
a
an anagram.
freaking Pac-Man,
And you just had to
you had
clear
to go
the
through the
one
first
board.
level, and she could not do it.
kept showing her getting eaten or getting
How old is she?
destroyed over and
She's
over
like
and
30.
over.
Oh, well, hell.
20 something.
She was like, video games
they're
are
all
not my
20
thing.
something.
And
Now, was
we're like,
this-
we know.
Was this the arcade Pac-Man or the Atari
This is
Pac-Man?
the iPad.
it was-
Atari
It was
Pac-Man.
it was on
miniature,
the-
but it was
Yeah.
still a
But
joystick.
it was still,
Yeah.
it was
But
crazy.
See, I
could
figure
not
their
believe it.
the guy's challenge would be like asking a girl out or something. I think
Oh.
No,
Most
this is
of
a
them-
celebration of
Wow.
nerds.
The
Most
king
of-
of the pervs then is what it would be called.
Yeah.
Most
exactly.
of them were. You could tell they had some social
Social
awkwardness
anxiety.
or social anxiety.
Like us all.
Mine and Dustin's favorite was Xander. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
The gamer.
The
as he
gamer?
referred to himself.
G-A-Y-N-E-R.
He
He
was the
seemed-
best.
He was hilarious. He seemed to be the most,
The most functional.
the least socially awkward. He seemed
Right.
to be the one that,
Duh.
even though he's a giant nerd, he could function in society.
he
where
was
the rest of them looked like,
He was the kind of person that, while he might not be too awfully adept socially, but he didn't give a shit what anybody thought. So
That's
he was
right.
just who he was.
that's where it's at.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
and he
great.
wasn't exactly his nerdiness was gaming, so he wasn't like he was a rocket scientist. So he was a little behind the 8 ball on this, because when it
Yeah.
got down to the final trivia type thing, there was like one category for gaming, but then there was math and logic and
But at the same
comic
time,
books and
comic
stuff
books.
but
like that.
in the actual competition itself, it was great for him to just be a gamer because everyone is afraid of the rocket scientists and the chemists and the organic chemists and all this other
the
stuff.
really smart people.
Because the actual really smart people get targets on their back immediately.
Right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was a little bit of an advantage to make it to the end, but once you get to the end, it's
when
gonna
really
be harder
comes-
to
yeah.
win when you have to actually go up against a genius. Mm-hmm. Not that he wasn't a genius.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong.
But
with
he
not being a
ruled, and he
genius.
did bring them through like the first
Well-
cosplay challenge.
Yes, I love cosplay.
Oh, I bet he was good at that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was very much into the arts and the acting.
He actually dressed up like he had some sort of weird get up that he wore to like one of the
It
final
was like a
challenges.
Renaissance fair type thing, but
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
I think I
from
did
a-
see that part.
from a
where he
play
had
or
It
his
involved
costume
a
on.
tunic.
Yeah, he said, "This is my puffy shirt." It looked
Yeah.
It's
like
like,
a puffy shirt.
I got a friend who wants me to dress up for these kind of things. I'm like, no, that's not going to
Do
happen.
it and take pictures.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
All right,
Embrace it.
if you were to,
What's
what would
the
you dress
time?
up as?
what's the time?
48.
All right, let's try to get through some of my topics, if you will.
Okay.
Oh, you have topics?
Oh,
Well,
wait,
not
what?
for
Huh?
topics. You're not going to pick games. Screw that.
Yeah.
You can pick games and enter into the contest, but we're not.
God,
gonna
there's a
pick
lot
games.
of
Okay.
teams here.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you've got to go through too many.
It's like, I don't know what to pick here. Yeah, we're talking about the NCAA tournament bracket.
So,
and I'm like,
so don't concentrate on that. Concentrate on this. I watched a show called The Moaning of Life.
Moaning?
The Moaning of Life.
Okay.
Have you heard of?
Is it like a Monty Python porn parody?
Have
or
you
something?
heard of it? Is
Okay.
British. Have you heard of Ricky Gervais?
Yes, I have.
Have you heard of Carl Pilkington?
No.
Yes.
He was on the Ricky Gervais podcast.
Brilliant.
He was kind of like the producer, I guess.
But he was involved in it, and he's a horribly, horribly stupid human being.
Is that the one they made fun of all the time?
And
I had
he's got
somebody
a
telling me
head
about
like
it.
a-
Orange on a
Orange.
toothpick.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Rick, because he's always so bothered by things, Ricky decided to First, what was the
First one.
what was the first show called?
I cannot remember.
Ricky would just send him to places and learn about cultures and have him
but
do
they were
stuff.
all
mean
they were
like-
always
so
like.
this isn't the same as Idiot Abroad.
No,
That's what it
was.
was. That
Yeah.
Idiot
Oh,
Abroad.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
But this one, the Idiot Abroad, was where he sent him to other cultures.
But he
and had
always
him do,
sent
like,
he
the
always sent him to
popular
like
things.
just these unbelievable, breathtaking places.
Like
These
go out
places
and
that you would want to go.
Buy CDs or
Like,
something?
Scott.
And he would hate like he went to the Mayan
Yes.
ruins and he went to India.
He went to see the Taj Mahal, but
Yeah.
there were so many people there. He was like, I can't be.
well,
bothered.
didn't he send him to the Seven Wonders of the World?
Yeah, that's what was.
Yeah.
One
The
of the
first one
enterprises
was.
was the Seven Wonders of the World. Well, anyway, this was the moaning of life,
Okay.
and it was like your life has these certain things that every person goes through: death, finding an occupation,
That's the
Sex.
meaning of life.
kids,
Sex.
Yeah. But
He
because
complains
moans
about it.
about everything, Ricky,
You know-
sent him off to different cultures to find out how they dealt with death.
These things.
Oh, okay.
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 And one of the places he went to was Ghana on the death episode.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's just particular to this certain city or the whole country of Ghana, but when you die, you don't just get buried, or you've got the option to, I guess, but you don't just get buried in a regular coffin. You go to someone and they will build you a coffin that kind of represents your life, or
A kiss coffin.
not, but,
Oh,
but
that would
be
even
awesome.
crazier than that. Someone,
Yeah, these are all custom built.
there was a
Right.
man
objects.
there.
Okay.
Carl talked to a man there who his father was getting a car coffin because he was a mechanic and he worked on that particular car. So they were making a coffin that looked exactly like that car.
Right.
And Carl asked him what he was going to have as his coffin when he died, and he said a pen. It was going to be like a pen because he was a teacher. And then Carl tried to talk him into a chalkboard eraser, but he said no. He was. So when they asked
chalkboard
Carl
eraser.
what he wanted, at that point in time he was a little peckish, and he got a Twix bar, and he said a Twix casket.
He said
He
because
said-
you could put two people in.
He said that way because when Suzanne dies, she can be put in there with me.
Well,
like if
that
we both
makes
go at the same
sense.
time. And then he said, and if you had a
Pick a
family
side.
with two kids, you make it a Kit Kat. Casket.
So
He said, say they got washed away in a hurricane, or something. I mean, he was.
They're all together.
So we're
So I was
building
sitting
this
there
to a
thinking-
question: what your casket would be?
What would your casket be if you
I just
could have
figured
your
mine out.
casket designed?
Now, by the way, at the end of the episode, they shipped him his Twix
Yes,
casket.
and it was a giant.
It was a
Twix
perfectly. It looked
I've gotta
perfect.
find
It
And
was a
then he
perfect-
got down in it. He said, "Whoa!" He said, "I don't know if Suzanne's going to be able to fit in her side." And he said, "I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, I'm a little smaller than she is, or whatever." So, I mean, it was really close quarters.
Yeah, it was
but,
really small.
but
he's
it was a
he's like,
giant
it does the
Twix
job.
package. It was great. So we're going to talk about ours. You all think? Email us what you would like to be, what kind of casket you'd like to be buried in. Grand schemes at channel1itv.com.
I think mine would be a time capsule, and I would backdate it to like 1989 or something.
Do you know what a time capsule looks like?
It can look like.
Wait a minute. Yours could be like that thing they've got at the bank where they shoot it up the tube.
Oh yeah.
Because that'd be a perfect time capsule. You just kind of shove it. So your casket would almost be kind of a round cylinder that
like Contact. Remember that, the cold pill?
I remember.
Oh,
you used to-
yeah.
in a
They
commercial,
used to pull it
yeah.
apart.
Oh, yeah.
No, I remember the TV show Contact.
The 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Contact.
Lord.
With Jane Fonda.
I have no idea.
No, that's anyway. Okay, go ahead.
The girl
Katie.
from Taxi Driver.
This is
Why can I not know?
this is a
I'm like
morbid
you, I have
question.
no idea.
I don't know if I can answer it.
You'd been a microphone?
A microphone?
Like that? Like what Lady
Maybe
got?
that is kind of cool. The old
Just some- I mean,
or an old radio. That would be kind of
Oh, that would be
like a
cool.
boom box,
Vintage-
an 80s boom
No, no, no.
box.
Maybe
Big
like
giant one?
maybe a vintage radio.
Oh, vintage radio. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
See, I like the microphone thing. I think the
the
microphone.
microphone too.
Like the the Elvis microphone.
Yeah, like
yeah,
you've got.
like you've got.
Okay, Devin.
God, I don't know.
Or do we pick one for him?
Yeah, pick one for me. I want to hear what your suggestions
Let
are.
people can
Pizza
email.
box.
That a puke-shaped coffin from the Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
The Lady Gaga egg. Remember the Lady Gaga
Oh, yeah,
egg
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Grammys?
Yeah.
No,
I'll be
no,
very-
the egg of the gobbledygooker from Survivor
So-
Series.
No, I'll be buried in one of the pods from the Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Or you couldn't get out.
Dustin, do you have any idea?
Oh, I don't know.
About what?
I don't know what
About
we're talking
Where you
about.
been, man? Let's go ahead and pick
He's
his.
got the attention span of a damn goldfish.
Of a mouth.
Once it goes past him, he forgets what we're talking
Bury
about.
him in a fishbowl. then.
I could probably have like a camera with a large telephoto lens. on it.
Oh,
That'd be kind of cool.
For your penis?
Yeah, that too.
I've got it.
What's that?
An NES controller.
Yeah! Finally, Devin adds something to the podcast. Good one.
There we go.
Let's put a check down on this one.
Would it say,
Successful
would it say
podcast
game
for
over on
Devin.
it or something?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It'd say game over and it'd have a 0 life.
What better way to express my life than with a classic video game controller?
I don't know. Maybe an iPod Touch or something like that. Or a Kindle. A Kindle Fire. I don't know. See, I came up with the question. I didn't really.
That's
think.
that's really recent. That's
A book would
recent
be good for you.
technology.
You read all the time. A book would be good for you. Moby Dick.
What about a? Would you call me a dick?
Said Moby Dick.
I do love Moby Dick. A whale, a white whale.
I've never read it.
No,
Well, I know of
you interrupted my nose scratching. Moby Dick is the best and greatest book I've ever
With-
read in my life.
with
Who else has read it?
Queequeg.
What was
Here at the
amazing?
I had to read it for school, and it's hard to
No,
read.
no, no,
It
no,
is
no,
a great
no.
story, but it's hard to read.
Now, I will admit, the first 500 to 700 pages
Jesus.
can be a little overwhelming.
Call me Ishmael.
But that next 500 to 700 pages
Worth
is
it.
brilliant. It's
With-
worth it.
with Queequeg.
Yes.
Quick.
Quick.
So you've read it as well.
No, I've never read it.
What?
He's got the book.
Yeah,
He's
I've got the book.
By the
It
foot.
is a
Remember.
literal foot.
He's got it wrapped in mahogany, wrapped in leather in a mahogany bookcase, but he's never read it.
Remember,
Maybe I will be.
I buy the classics just to show them off. I don't know
So
what's
you don't go to
inside.
dinner parties and discuss them.
What about that?
My coffin would be a nice one of those
Books by the foot.
those Corvettes that I like.
Oh yeah. Lee would be wrapped.
Or the
He-
bandit car. Put me in the bandit car.
You're going to be buried in a sinkhole, right?
Yeah.
A Corvette.
Oh, no.
He would
I
be
changed
in
my
a
mind.
nice. He would be buried in an '83 Corvette.
But it's got to be either as orange or as yellow as shit. Not the color shit.
I was about to say.
Figuratively.
Maybe shit.
If I ever get a Corvette in that year and that style that I like, it's got to be obnoxiously yellow or orange. I don't know why.
So no kiss casket?
No kiss casket. Screw them. They can't get together and play Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not buying a damn casket.
Maybe they'll get together and they can play at your funeral.
No. No. I could get the big Rolling Stone tongue.
Oh.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
Because you know.
And then they'd probably lost
Oh,
it.
yeah. I don't know if y'all knew this or not.
But
Oh.
I saw the Rolling Stones at Churchill Downs.
I saw him there too.
First concert ever. You were there too?
I was there.
Bastard. You never tell anyone. I tell everyone I see.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
How much was
I-
tickets for that?
It wasn't that.
Well,
I bought my
I-
tickets the week before.
I paid
it
like
happened.
$150, $170.
Yeah,
I'd have paid
we
that,
were in the
yeah.
And then
hundreds,
2 songs into the concert, the Stones concert, I was like, I should have gone for the $300 ones.
Yeah.
Because
Were you down? I mean, like,
I
say
was-
the
I was
Stones were right
down-
here.
I was down in, like, if the stage is here, I
Yeah.
was over on the side down here, like right up almost against, the
Okay,
rail
I was
that goes
around that. Yeah, I was from.
Turns
here.
out you were sitting next to one
It was
another.
great.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper was great.
Alice Cooper was great. Yeah.
It was really late getting started, and I kept hearing that because Alice Cooper was on what's the course up there?
Valhalla.
He was golfing.
Oh.
That's why it
You
was
know,
late.
how often do today's artists, just get off of the stage and like play right in the middle of the concert, or try to greet their friends like right in the middle of the concert?
Paul
Because I know
Stanley does it from Kiss.
I know.
Hello, people.
Well,
it's good
no.
to see you out here. We're gonna have a rock and roll party tonight.
When the Stones played Nashville for the 40 Licks tour, they had their main stage, and then they had this very tiny, tiny stage out in the middle of the arena, and they came out and did a small acoustic set of their very earliest songs.
Well, I was gonna say they kind of did that
Maybe they
on the Bigger Bang
Yeah,
tour.
I guess they did.
But it wasn't necessarily acoustic. But they did kind of come out. That's really when I wish I had the $300 tickets because
Right.
I assumed. But what I really would have liked is the stage was however many stories high, and there were fans like each story. There was a little place for fans to kind of watch the concert from the side of the stage. But
That's awesome.
They would have been like 200 feet off. Maybe not 200 feet. I don't know.
Well,
That's a lot.
Because I was
200 feet.
going to ask if this was like a recent thing, because I know the Lumineers did it last year. Keith Urban did it last year. Who else? Bastille's lead singer.
I'm not even sure what we're talking about.
But did what?
People, the artists getting off the stage and
interacting
going
with
to the
fans.
crowd.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley swings out on a
Yeah,
rope
they swing him out on
in
a
the
rope.
middle of the stage.
wow.
Like I said,
And ask people
he
to
came
pull
out.
on his love
he
gun.
came out and had the little stage, which if you've ever been to Roberts Stadium, was right up against the seats in the very back away from the
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
thought, God, I got a shitty seat. And then...
Hey, yeah,
and then he's like right there.
And then he comes out there, like I said, he looks you dead in the eye with a pick, and he's fixing to throw it, and then he gives it to the good-looking
I've got
chick right in front of him.
Wow.
Instead
Very-
of flinging it my way.
I've got a very important appointment at 4 o'clock, so
Okay.
we're going to have to move on.
Okay. Topics?
Well,
Any more
yeah.
topics?
Shit, we had an email.
Here we
Oh,
go.
I wish
Wait,
that Taylor
Devins?
Swift was a big slut, and she would do that kind of shit
Who?
at her concert.
What?
Since we were talking about that, I was
What,
I
sluts?
was wishing Taylor Swift was a big slut, and she would interact with her audience.
Oh,
She did
wow.
have a smaller stage.
You wish she
goes
wasn't
on.
or what?
Was a slut. Hey,
I mean, she's getting through guys like, Devin gets through toilet paper.
I never thought of that. Oh,
He
I got
overflowed the
it.
toilet.
I got it.
Speaking of me, guess
I'm surprised. I
Speaking
have
of
a
me.
feeling that I'm pretty close to the top of the list for Taylor Swift at this point, because she's essentially gone through half the male population.
As soon as she needs a new album, she's getting a new band.
If she has a double
crush
album
that
coming out,
little girl heart of hers so bad she'll get 3 albums out of it.
it'll be a box set.
so. Well, guess what?
What?
Today is my birthday.
what?
Yes.
You son of a bitch, and my phone just died.
There you go.
I want to smash it so bad.
So,
in honor of your birthday,
in honor of my birthday, instead of getting presents, I wanted to give you all a little something.
Oh.
is this from the Mappy Sex Dungeon?
Yes, it
Because
is.
that was the next topic on my list.
Birthday cake Oreos.
What?
Yeah, there it is.
What?
Oh, with real confetti in the middle of it. It
Wait,
tastes
it's
like
got paper in it?
And I've already opened some of it, but it's really
It's
good.
without the counts? Okay.
It looks like it's really good. You've eaten half of it.
Well, I had a party yesterday.
You did? I thought you didn't really celebrate your birthday.
Well, I don't.
He doesn't
but
celebrate anything.
Is an obligatory.
Oh my gosh, it's like cake icing.
Oh,
2
Lee,
cookies is 140.
you're down if it's like cake icing.
That's what it tastes like a little bit.
Sam, did you already get some?
yes, this works
Oh,
much
it's
better than the...
good.
What was the 2 at Christmas?
It was gingerbread and
It smells like cake icing.
Where did you get this?
Walmart.
Oh, Walmart. Okay. I thought you got it from the gaming convention. We'd never see these again.
No.
Nick will be
Oh,
happy
Good.
that we're eating on air because he loves that.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's kind of cake icing.
Can I get an incoming call every podcast?
Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello! Hello? You're breaking up. I can't understand a word you're saying. Plus, I'm kind of busy. Call me back in 20 minutes. We're down at the shop. Come on down.
In 20 minutes.
Oh, you're outside?
Well,
Well,
hell.
we're still at the shop. We're just inside. We've locked it. I'll send a minion out to unlock it, or I'll come out myself. Hold on. There's someone at our door.
Uh-oh.
Let's all be real quiet. Maybe they'll go away.
Bill collector.
I'm taking my cookie with me.
So, well, I guess we could go to.
What'd you get for your birthday? Did you get any birthday?
Yeah, it's. I got this T-shirt right
He got
here.
he got a CD,
Yeah, I got a CD. I got the newest Metallica album.
which was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this.
God,
sweet.
these things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this kind of blue lightning T-shirt with a black background. It's got a dead Indian skull guy and 3 wolves on it. I got
It's awesome.
Yeah.
a $10 Steak and Shake gift card. I love Steak and Shake.
I thought you
I
said
don't even know where
chafe.
one is.
Steak and shake.
It's I don't know.
Well, we have one in Evansville. I know that's still there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drive out of
Oh.
state to use it.
Wait, they don't have one in Owensboro anymore?
No.
Okay,
Where did they get it?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
What, it was where Denny's was? No.
Yeah.
Or where Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A,
was.
yeah.
Do they not have one in Bowling Green?
They're building one at Duck at Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
there
yeah,
you
they
go.
are doing
And there
that.
is still one in Bowling Green on
Speaking of
Scottsville
which,
Road.
they're closing Shoney's. in
Yeah,
Owensboro.
they're closing
Ooh.
Shoney's. Yeah. That involved a lawsuit that the owner filed, and then they kept fighting it in court for a couple years, and he lost all his money.
Lawsuit
So
over
they're
what?
shutting it down. It was like a breach of contract
Licensing
thing,
something.
licensing, and yeah, Shoney's. I'm not that sad about it.
No, not really.
Now there was a time breakfast bar. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah, the breakfast bar is
Mhm.
awesome. But yeah, $50, and I bought myself a little video game. That's about it.
What'd you get?
I got the new Final Fantasy X 10-2 high definition remix, the limited edition. Just came out yesterday.
I downloaded Strider. Remember Strider?
Yeah.
The video game.
I played the
They
demo.
kind of updated it.
I played a demo of
And
that.
put it. Yeah, I got the demo.
Are they
I'm
going to
gonna
do
buy
that more with video games now? You think maybe updating and
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
new
That's
life
what
to
they
them?
I
did.
mean, don't they do that with like albums too, like a remastered Final
Yeah.
Cut edition?
Yeah,
or
but this
whatever?
is different. What's
Right.
great about the games like they did with Bionic Commando, which was awesome. But what they're doing is like on Xbox and PS4 and PS3 and all that stuff, they'll take these old games and remake them in high definition with really cool graphics and everything, and then sell them for like $15. And for $15,
Yeah.
hell, it's good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, this the copy of the game that I'm getting is $40. It has 2 games on it. Both games are about 40 hours apiece. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
a deal.
That's 40 hours is a lot of games.
Oh yeah.
Last time I played a game, it lasted as long as you did, and when you were through with it and you're tired, you quit,
Well, I'm thinking about downloading or buying the Tomb Raider, the last one that came out.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so we have an email.
Yeah. So who wants to do the email?
Give it
Since
up. I'll read it.
Lee is MIA.
Says this is from Jerry Mercer, a loyal listener from way back. It says, first off, let me thank you for turning me on to Blackberry Smoke. I think that was me. The main reason why I avoid country music like it's a flu-riddled Jehovah's Witness is the lap steel guitar. Said, I hate the sound of that instrument with every fiber of my being. Blackberry Smoke, from the few songs I've heard, accentuates everything I want to like about country music / southern rock and strips away the junk, a.k.a. the lap steel. Good stuff, so thanks again. Blackberry Smoke rules. By the way, if you get...
That was it?
Well, no.
Oh,
that's
okay.
more to it. But just as an aside,
Right.
I don't know if you all get Access TV, AXS TV, or whatever.
I don't know.
I think it's on. I think we have DirecTV. I can't even remember now. But like on Sundays, they like to show concerts, and apparently this Sunday, they're showing like a Grace Potter concert, Blackberry Smoke concert I haven't seen. Tedeschi Trucks Band, Leonard Skinner concert, and a few others. So they all they do is just run them. They'll run them like twice on Sunday. So it's cool stuff. So Jerry, if you're listening to it, there's some Blackberry Smoke for you if you can get it. So, favorite TV shows I grew up with. Narrowing this list down to 3 was no easy task, as I probably watched just about as much TV as a kid as you Bratcher boys. Says I'm going to go with the following in no particular order. 1, Chips. I've seen Chips as an adult, and man, does that show not hold up at all. But as a 10-year-old kid, Chips was a must-see TV way before Phoebe sang about her gross cat. Good point. Like we always said, my favorite thing about Chips was, 1, just about every episode always involved a horrendous car crash. And 2, every time somebody, they needed them to stop or they had a gun or something, they would never actually pull their gun. They would stick their hand out saying, oh, wait a minute, and they would threaten to pull their gun. They'd put their hand on it, but they never actually pull it.
I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Chips. I know.
What?
Coming from you.
I know. It was because it was an hour, wasn't it?
It's an hour
I think
show?
so, yeah.
I think so.
Now, sometimes I kind of there's a few shows that I watched were an hour, but sometimes I'd say, an hour?
Knight Rider was an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A-Team, I did watch that, but
Oh,
I made a
A-Team
few
rule.
exceptions.
Incredible Hulk. The Incredible
Oh,
Hulk's like
God.
on Netflix or something.
Is
now.
it? That's
Yeah.
that's one of my
The one we
favorites.
always loved was the one where there's the evil Hulk. It was on there where the guy, like, you know how
The other one? Or
Banner wanted to get rid of the Hulk, but the
This
old
guy.
man wanted more of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool because he was evil. 2, and this is one that I used to love, is Three's Company.
Ooh, I
was thinking about it today. Nick at Night would rerun it so much. It's
Yeah.
like I don't need to see it for a long time.
But which? Well, I guess Suzanne Summers, or did you like
He
any of the
doesn't
others
say.
that
He
came
says-
on there?
If they had a
or-
TV Hall of Fame, I think Suzanne Summers would be the only one that went in. They wouldn't do
Really?
the other ones. No, I'm
Oh.
yeah, George
I didn't
Strait,
really
but
like
I'm
behind
not.
the sitcom.
I will say this of Three's Company, and let me read what he says first. It says, I must have seen each episode at least 10 times. Excellent physical comedy, tons of homophobia / misogyny,
Yeah.
and Don Knotts. So what's not to love? Now the one thing about Three's Company, now when I go back, I can't hardly watch it because every Three's Company episode was based around a misunderstanding.
I really don't like episodes like that. Yeah, I know what
But
you mean.
every one of them were like
Yeah.
that.
Car 54 was like
when it
that,
comes
but I loved
to
it.
when it comes to the Suzanne Summers, and I don't even remember the other 2 girls. One of them was Austin.
Jenna Lee Harrison was one of them, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name
Now
was. On
Terry
Terry.
was where it's at. Terry was
Was
top
she the
notch.
third?
I think so. I
One
think
of them
so.
was in that Rob Zombie, the sequel to Devil's Rejects. One of them was in that
Really?
movie. I don't know her name though. I
'Cause
don't know.
one
the
of them was a
actress's
real
name.
just bonehead.
I remember her from
Yes,
Three's Company.
they had the second one. I think
Yeah.
did she do a bunch of exercise tapes or something like that?
Probably.
But Terry, who I think was a nurse
It might have
in the
been
show,
Terry.
was awesome. She was the best.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Okay.
Now, 3 was Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show. Saturday mornings used to be filled with great cartoons. G.I. Joe, Smurfs, Blue Falcon, Hong Kong Phooey, Captain Caveman, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was always at 3:30 here whenever we got home from school.
Was it? Oh, weekdays. We're talking. Yeah.
But none came close to Looney Tunes. And he has a honorable mention, also Rans, Battlestar Galactica, The Greatest American Hero. I remember
Oh,
that.
yes.
The A-Team, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Emergency,
Mm-hmm.
The Dukes of Hazzard, and Happy Days.
Man, this is a manly list right there.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
He went manly at the end of it. So that was Jerry Mercer's email. We appreciate the email. But yeah, that was. I can't watch Saved by the Bell anymore.
Really?
I
I
can't
never
watch.
really watched it.
I
to
can't
begin
watch.
with.
I can watch
Three's
everything
Company.
still. I mean, really, I still can.
I can't watch Andy Griffith when it's not.
I
black
don't
and
mess
white.
with. I don't mess with it. I never did.
Well, Andy Griffith.
Either black and white, but
Yeah.
when they're in color, I was like,
Oh yeah, when Warren was on there,
no, I just
he
didn't.
was the worst.
I noticed in the later ones, Andy Griffith was starting to learn lessons. I was like, wait, that's not what this was about.
Well, yeah, he learned some whenever Opie would do something stupid, and it turns out it was just because he didn't ask the right questions
Oh, okay.
of why he was doing it.
You know, it was a great show, and I think they could do it with adults now. Is Leave It to Beaver. There were some really
never
good things
watched
you
much
could
of Leave It to
learn
Beaver.
from that.
Yeah,
You really could.
I just never.
And I know now that I'm older that the father wasn't as bitchy as I thought he was when I was younger. I said, no, he's not that mad all the time.
Yeah. Well, that was. I Leave It to Beaver. I remember watching the Dick Van Dyke Show, and this was during the summer. It would come on around from like 11 till 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. There'd be Dick Van Dyke and various shows come on. Gomer Pyle and all that other stuff. I do like Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
But one of the only reasons that I remember and really like Dick Van Dyke Show, it also centered around usually a misunderstanding. But Mary Tyler Moore was so hot.
You
on
know
that
what
show.
though?
Yeah.
I prefer
Oh, my
I
God.
prefer Mary Tyler Moore over the Dick Van Dyke Show.
The Mary
I
Tyler
didn't
Moore
like.
show?
I didn't like the.
I
I didn't like the Mary Tyler Moore show very much. But granted, I haven't watched much of it, and it might have been kind of like I didn't watch Dallas. Lee remembers Dallas and likes Dallas.
I turned it off.
I
when
never
it
watched
came on.
Dallas because I guess I was too young.
You know what was odd about Mary Tyler Moore, though, is her production company made WKRP, and she did not like the show. Reportedly, she didn't like them making fun of radio, but here she was, her own show is making fun of TV
Yeah.
news.
Yeah,
So
really.
I thought, what the hell?
KRP ruled.
Yeah.
Great
It
show.
was so awesome, and it sucks that they're not putting them out with music.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
That's how all of them are now. Like Beavis and Butthead, you can't get that. Well, we bought a set of those a couple years ago, and they don't have the videos in them. But you can find parts of Beavis and Butthead with the videos still in them on YouTube.
But WKRP was so awesome. It was great.
Very
God
well
is
done.
my witness. I thought turkeys could fly. But yeah, that was some good TV.
And when we all started radio, did we not expect it to be like that? And now
yeah.
I tell the guys, and my job's more like Clerks than it is WKRP.
Yeah, but we did some really stupid stuff. While we were, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So what else have we got?
That's about it on my schedule. I was going to say that.
I guess we're not mentioning NCAA at all then.
Well, the NCAA tournament's coming up, and that's why we're recording usually
Now.
a day earlier.
You give me a pen, I'll fill it out right now
Nah,
with
I
little
don't
to no
even worry.
thought.
I wouldn't worry about it, but
Oh, you have to pay for that, don't I?
yeah, it's $5 a sheet. If you're not in an NCAA tournament pool, come on.
I have done the $1 billion one, but
Wow.
I'm going to. I'm going
Where you
to.
get every one of them right? Or
now
something?
If
the
you get every
now,
one of them right-
What is the now? You can still get 100,000. How many?
I think
It's
20
the top
get
20 get
20
100,000.
20 get 100,000 if
Yeah.
you do a perfect one.
Yeah.
Which it's never going to happen. It's
the odds are astronomical.
it's ridiculous. You're probably better. There are probably better chances of you winning the lottery than doing this. But it's second Christmas. We're probably going to come into work tomorrow for maybe 30 minutes. And then we're going to go move in at our buddy's house who's got a nice TV that I don't think will fit in this room. It's a 70-incher.
Wow.
And we're going to be downstairs at his place just
watching the
going
big
nuts.
games.
Oh, yeah. We watch. Normally, if they schedule it right, we will watch at least one half of usually the second half of every single game that's played.
I think that's cool that they ended up now where you can watch any of the
yeah.
games.
We used to see. I don't know if Lee mentioned on the last podcast. We used to have an old C-band satellite. The big ones where you had to move it
okay,
around.
yeah,
Big giant dish. Every time it snowed, you had to go out there and shovel it off, or else it'd jack it up. But we used to, if you thumbed through all the different channels, which most of them had nothing on them, but you would find feeds. Like all of CBS's feeds would be on that satellite. You just had to go find them.
Yeah.
So we would watch all the games, and we would invite everybody up to our place. Like, listen, we know where all the games are, and we'll be able to watch everything. So
you can watch it online now, too.
Yeah, now you can watch it online, and we've got a billion different ways we can watch stuff online. Although, last night, Lee went for his usual dosage of the WWE Network, and nothing would play on the Apple TV. It came up with a 403 error. So, needless to say, he was nonplussed.
Yeah.
It was our night was ruined, or at least his night was ruined, and it got to the point where he was just like, "I'm not even." Two things didn't play, and he's like, "I'm not even going to mess with it anymore because it's going to make me angry."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's just great.
So with that being said,
Well, okay. Before we end it, I'm going to say that I'm going to put this podcast and the other ones in the future on YouTube. So
Cool.
yeah,
What are they going to subscribe to? Are you going to name it Grand Schemes?
yeah, it's going to be
I guess?
grand schemes in the thing, or what is this?
The channel.
Yeah,
The channel.
in the grand scheme of things, the channel's going to be
Grand Schemes Podcast.
Is
Just
it-
make it a Channel 1 ITV.
It is
right.
It is.
Okay.
The channel's going to be Channel 1 ITV if you like this podcast. And if you like anything that we've said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We really
I got
appreciate it.
I got some other news for your TV part that we haven't done yet.
Okay.
I got a GoPro coming today.
really,
Yeah, I'm actually going to use it for whenever I go cover ball games. I always kind of want to shoot video, and if I shoot video, I can't shoot photos, and if I shoot photos, I can't shoot video, obviously. So what I'm going to do, it's going to work better for basketball than the other outdoor sports, is I've got a way to mount it on my camera where a flash goes,
right?
so I can have a GoPro shooting video while I'm
Oh, fantastic.
shooting photos.
That could be an upgrade. Otherwise, we won't really have any pictures to go with the audio. something like that? Or,
No, it'll be
Lexi Bell, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I haven't thought that through. I'm probably going to put the logo.
You can get an iPhone and take pictures of us or something and just kind of flash them through or something if you wanted to.
Yeah. I don't know.
This guy, that guy,
Yeah.
me.
So since I'm putting this on YouTube, if you like what any of us have said, if you really think we're hilarious and whatever, hit that like button. Subscribe to us. We really appreciate all the subscriptions that we can get. And you can follow us at you can follow Lee at
Bombay Gun
or
Runner.
Dustin.
I'm at Brett77 on the Twitters, and Lee is at Bombay Gun Runner on the Twitters.
And Sam
At Alford 75, ALFORD 75.
Aaron.
At Aaron Grant, ERINGRANT.
And I am in control of channel1itv.com, and you can follow the website on Twitter at channel1itv. And in the grand scheme of things,
Nobody gives a shit.